Hello and welcome to this lesson entitled Setting Up and Modifying Lists and Users. This lesson is part of the Setting Up QuickBooks online module within the topic called Getting Started. After completing this lesson, you will be able to identify the steps involved in setting up and modifying lists and users. The lesson will conclude with a few exercises that will help you succeed with the certification test. Before we get started, may I please remind you that you will gain much more benefit from this lesson if you use the handbook that accompanies it. The handbook can be downloaded from the homepage of the QuickBooks Online Certification Program. When you have the handbook open to this lesson, click the next button to start the lesson. The list and users can be accessed from the settings tab that is available on the right hand side on the top of that. When we click on the settings, we have lists, and under your company we have manage users. In this lesson, I will discuss and demonstrate the following: why set up and manage lists and users, navigation pathway to the functionality in manage users, wherein adding new users, user types, user access, and inviting the accountant. Let's go to the list. Under the settings tab, we have all the lists option. When we click on that, we get different type of list options. Under that, we have chart of accounts, from where we can create and maintain a chart of accounts. We can add new chart of accounts, edit the existing one, and delete the ones which are not into the use. Another option, that is recurring transactions. We can create specific templates for recurring transactions. For example, maybe a recurring invoices, recurring expenses, recurring bills for expenses to be paid later on, and so on. Third option is products and services. We can create new products and services list from here, edit the existing products and services list, and we can delete those ones which are not into the use. The fourth option is locations. When the businesses want to track the transactions by locations, we can create a list of locations. By clicking on that, we can always edit the existing locations that we have created and delete those ones which are not into the use. The next is payment methods. This will create a list of payment methods through which the transactions are processed or through which the payments business receives. Under that, we have terms. This is a list of default terms that the business have, or any customized terms that the businesses may have in their company file. It might be due on receipt within 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, or any customized days for which the users have created. Under that, we have one option, that is classes. We can set a specific classes for each type of row in a particular transactions. We can create new classes, edit the existing classes, and delete those classes which are not into the use. Under that, we have eighth option, that is attachments. Whatever attachments that the users have attached with a particular transactions, the list of all attachments get populated when we click on the attachments, and we can view all the attachments. Always we can download it from the same. The download option will be available under the action column against each attachments. Okay, now let's go to users portion. Under the your company, we have second option, manage users. In manage users, we can create access for a different category of users. Let's click on new and create a new user. Herein, we will get mainly four options for setting up an access. First is regular or custom user. Based on the access needs of a particular user, we can set a regular or custom users. Then another is a company administrator. Based on the access rights that an administrator wants, we can set it up as a company administrator. Third one is a reports only, wherein if someone wants to have an access for a view reports only, they can set up reports only access. The best part is that we can set up unlimited number of reports only access to n number of users. The fourth one is time tracking only option. This is specifically designed for giving an access to update our employees for their tracking time. So based on their specific needs, each and every employee can get a separate login access, and they can update their timesheet based on the single activity timesheet or a weekly timesheets. Now let's set up a regular or custom user. For example, When clicking next, we'll have three options. We can give them all access, wherein on the right hand side, QuickBooks will specifically describe what are the access users can have and what are the functions user can perform. If we want to give a limited access, we can give a limited access for a customer's tab or a supplier's tab or a both. We can click on next. We can always set a specific access for user management, company information, and subscription and billing. We can set up their view access, modify access, or a no access. We can click on next. Then email ID of the users can be added. We can type in the name and click on next. Once we put in all the information, we can click on finish. The system will send them an activation link through email, and the status of which will be updated in our manage users window. In manage users, for performing an accounting, we can set up to 5 users for having all the accesses. Now in the next step, let's see for setting up an invite accountant, that is an accountant access. We can set or invite up to 2 accounting or bookkeeping firms to provide the accounting services. Let's click on invite accountant. Let's put in information as to its email ID, their name and first name and last name. When we click on finish, it will give an activation link to the designated email that we have shared. So here in accountants form, the status of that accountant access would be shown as and when it is activated. So overall, we can set up to 5 users for bookkeeping or accounting purposes, for time tracking, or let's say weekly updation of timesheet or a single activity timesheet. We can set up access for unlimited number of employees, and for view reports access, we can set up unlimited number of users for the same. Now, for example, we want to delete or change a user access for a particular person, then we can simply click on that. We can edit the same. We have an option on the right hand side, that is change, wherein the pop-up box will appear as if we are setting up a new access. Then we can change the type of the users that we want to give an access to a particular user, and then simply click on that. And when we click on the finish, QuickBooks will automatically log that change into the system and will reconfigure the access for the next time when the user logs in. We can click on save and get on the home of the manage users. So here we can see the access has been only view reports only, that has been changed as per our preference and the editing that we made. You have completed this lesson. To be sure you have retained what you learned, complete the exercises that follow. Feel free to return to this lesson to reinforce anything you forget. Thank you.